Hi guys, it's Luetin here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hunter game mode. Now you've got three class choices as a cell unit, and that is the Ranger, the Sniper and the Close Quarters, and obviously as the Hunter you just have kind of one setup. Now each class has its own kind of perks as it were, and as the cell you have your little warning system, your proximity alert. You also have, I think it's reduced recoil for your weapons, and you also have no penalty when carrying the shield, as well as your other bits and pieces. And I expect when you get the full game, you'll be able to customize things much more, perhaps with these roles. But I think the idea is that it's fairly set, so that you can't perhaps alter the way this game mode plays out. But maybe I'm wrong. We've only seen this in the beta, so we'll see how it goes down. Anyway, the main objective for you as a cell unit member is to survive. That's the main thing. And the interesting thing that I've found out, you can hear that proximity alert going as we go along through here. The thing that was interesting was that I found that even if you got a lot of kills as a hunter, it wasn't enough. Like I would finish as a cell unit much higher just by surviving. So if you can just survive the round as a cell unit, you seem to score much higher on the scoreboard than you do by getting kills. Some of the game rounds that I was playing as a hunter, I'd get like 3-4 kills. I think I was doing quite well, and then I'd end up being sort of 6th. Because one guy had just survived the round. You can see him constantly picking up points, and you get, if you're the last man standing, you get a massive XP bonus, you get a score bonus and so on. So it's really, really worth surviving. Look at the graphics while I'm here. Look at the detail of this foliage here. Look at the leaves moving, and you can see, look on the tree here, little leaves kind of moving around, and all these kind of ferns and grasses. It really does, it's got so much depth to it, the graphics on this map, and we know that Crysis 2 had very good graphics, but it really feels like it has moved on. On my other video a lot of people were saying, oh, it's the same, it just looks like Crysis 2. I really don't think so. I think there's been a marked change. I think it's significantly improved, and you can see that we really didn't have much challenge. This did seem to happen in some rounds, was that you would just kind of, you know, if you're in one area of the map and the hunters don't go there, you just don't see anyone, and you're obviously a bit scared to move around. There we can see a bit of the class setup screen right there. So we're moving into the next one. It usually goes 5 rounds, okay, so you have 5 short rounds, 2-minute rounds, okay, so this is the second of 5. And our team this time, now you can see here on the left there's an ammo box. Now I have to say, when we were playing, we were kind of, you know, we were trying to get the most out of the day while we were there, so we were just kind of getting in the mix, playing. I would say that picking up that ammo was it's a really important thing to do in this round, because if you do find yourself in a combat situation and you suddenly run out of ammo, you can be, you know, it can really screw you over. It was a bit of an error on my part, but as I say, we were so intensely entrenched in kind of trying to get a look around the game mode itself that we kind of missed out on that. You can see our little guys here with our 3 shield wall. This started happening more and more, that we found we'd get a couple of guys and we'd end up sort of working as like a shield team, all just staying together. And you can see that you basically, when you have these shields or other items, you can pick up other items around. People noted that on my video I picked up a huge twig or a massive stick out of the ground. You can throw these objects, and they really hurt the enemies. There we are, as you can see, just one of my guys, it wasn't me, but one of my guys throwing that shield at a hunter there, killed him outright just by throwing that shield. And you can see this guy's got the close quarter kit, so he's got a shotgun. Now there's a hunter coming in on the right here, and I'm trying to use now you can see I take a bolt arrow. I was hoping that I could bounce it around, and it just didn't happen. I got taken down by the arrow. You can see we've got 3 hunters in that corner, 4 hunters even. There we go, down I go. So now that I'm dead, it puts me over onto the hunter team, and you can see again slipped 3 down the scoreboard there. So just 1 death, and even though I survived quite a long time there, just 1 death puts you 3 down the scoreboard. So it really does make quite a big difference. The positions on the board really change around quite significantly. And as a hunter, I have to say, if you end up being a hunter, you really have to get a lot of kills if you want to be sort of looking to be higher on that scoreboard. Now the bow's got quite a long range, and when it's fully drawn it is a 1-hit kill, but you'll see some footage where we get kind of not fully drawn, and again here, there you see, headshot straight between the shield, so it's quite a powerful one. Those shields are not always a safe bet. And now we move on here. Now there's a guy you can see on my minimap here. It's another advantage of the hunter class that you constantly have the minimap. You can see the enemies always on there. Now the shield took the first hit there and then finished him off again with the second one. Again, look at the amazing lighting, the fantastic destroyed scenery all around here. The environment on this map is really, really lush. And I have to say, for such a kind of chaotic map with all these different kind of pieces of grass, foliage and destroyed rings, it flows really well. The layout and design of this map is really nice, and you really feel like you move from one to another. And a couple of people were saying, like, what's the difference between Crysis and, say, Call of Duty or other multiplayer games? Well, to answer that question, I would have to really say it's the flow. The flow of the game is actually what I feel really makes it stand apart. Some of those other games can feel a bit clunky because you're down on the ground and you have to move point to point around the map, and then you spend ages moving around. Some guy shoots you in the back. With Crysis, you bounce and jump, obviously with the nano suit, and you can really move around the map. But even as these cell teams, I really feel like you kind of move really nicely. The maps are well designed. That's something that I found with the pod drop and with this game mode, and I'm sure with other ones as well, when you're fighting against each other. I mean, the pod drop, which is obviously, as we know, it's kind of headquarters, but there's the whole, obviously, of fighting against your enemy there, so there's a team deathmatch kind of element in that because you are shooting at one another. I found that there were not many, because you see the way there's so many routes all around the map, and as I say, look at this as well. This is what happens with a hunter. They're in the area. You have no idea where they are, and all of a sudden they'll just come out on you and down you go, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. I think that also shows kind of a good thing, it shows that it doesn't always matter how good you are as a player, but in this kind of game mode you'll be in a situation at some point where things are out of your control, especially with the hunter. You won't know they're there. You'll hear them coming, you don't know from where, and even if you're in a kind of, there you can see it, when you drop those EMPs it will take out the stealth capability, so you will be able to see them for a second, and I get caught out as a hunter later with that as well. But sometimes, like I say, you'll be in these kind of situations, and teamwork really does come into the fore here. You'll notice that some of the guys that I've picked off at other times have been kind of, yeah, I thought I saw a hunter there for half. There is a guy kind of around here, so you may have vaguely seen him there, just kind of like a red outline of a person for half a millisecond. You can see it. There's my guy going with his crazy shotgun out there. And there was that hunter out there, he cleared him out. But yeah, this kind of teamwork where you have one or two guys kind of covering the doors really does, make a difference. Because as the hunter, although you've got the melee action, the bow is obviously quite slow, so that puts it in the cell operative's favour. Our assault rifles and so on, whatever you choose to pick, are very high powered and fast. You'll see that in a second here. This is a very good example coming up of exactly what I'm talking about. Now we're in this area. Okay, I can hear my sensor going. I know there's a hunter around here. Not sure where. My guy's got the other door, so I know he's not coming from behind me, because that guy up there, he's covering that. And there we are. He misses this shot. Down he goes. So he has that opportunity to take me out, and if he misses that shot, it really puts the ball in my court. I have an opportunity to seize there. I can take that opportunity, and it's very hard to take these hunters down, okay? But the important thing to remember is that as the cell team, your objective is not to kill the hunters, it's to survive. So when you do go taking those hunters down, it should be only in a kind of defensive situation. You don't want to go hunting for those hunters. You don't want to hunt the hunters, because they will just keep respawning. And you can see there that as a cell survivor, and by taking down one of those hunters, it's put me up to the top of the leaderboard. But as a cell team, you're going to score higher constantly just because of that survival rate. If you can survive consistently, and as I say, sometimes you'll get unlucky, sometimes you'll start the round, there's hunters quite nearby, and like I say, you just might find yourself in a situation that you can't control, and all of a sudden you're down without even, realising it. Everyone's quite tentative at the beginning here. They're being a bit careful about where they move towards, but notice how people are moving more as a team. We've got 3 or 4 guys here, and you can see that we're having a little bit of fun with the shields here. This was definitely a bit of a fun day where we were just kind of getting used to the game. and this was a good location right here. Quite a lot of heavy battles were taking place in this area because you could end up with 1, 2, 3 guys at the end of this corridor, and it gives them a really nice defensive position. There are some quite good positions that you can find to cover yourself as a single player, so sometimes it can be good to be away from the pack, but remember that you're visible on the minimap. That's really the key thing, is that the hunters can see where you are. They know that you're there, and they have the ability, they have the element of surprise, so it's not going to be down to you to control that. As I say, the hunters, and there we are, this guy's been hunting me, he's following me, I drop my EMP, I do reveal him, but it's too late. And if you watch the replay here, watch what happens, okay? The guy's chasing me, he does get a bow into me, that was that first hit, and then he finishes me off with a melee. So he was able to kind of hit me first with the bow, and he didn't have time to draw it fully, that's why it wasn't a one-hit kill, okay, because he only got a quick release on that bow, and then he had to finish me off with the melee. Now here we are again. These guys are camping down the tunnels. Now as I say, now there, you see how I lose my shield? That guy dropped an EMP behind me, so I lost my stealth. So it's important for me to get out of the way. But again, look, already he's lost me. I'm just being a little bit careful, a little bit tentative. Something to note as well as a hunter, see that water ripple, that movement? That will give you away, that will give you away badly. I have found successfully a couple of hunters just by watching the water. And there we are, headshot again between the shield. And here we are coming up again towards the end. Now you'll see I'm chasing for this guy here, but look, one of the other hunters comes down. And as a hunter team, you often find yourself not working as a team, but much more against one another to try and rack up those kills. And we can see that these guys camping down here managed to pick up one. I don't know if it's possible to get a collateral. I would imagine it possibly would be. I thought I almost did there, but didn't in the end. And you can see that this hiding in the corridor here, again, I got a little bit too adventurous. This really caught me out. I should have just stayed back, but I'm never one for that. I like to kind of stay in. Now the interesting thing as well is, notice how this kind of this thermal scope works with the sniper rifle. That could be really key to this game mode, because the thermal scope, as you see, it shows up that heat so well that it really does give an advantage to cell members. Now again, something to be noted here is the scoreboard. The scoreboard dropped down to 9 and 14, but I was picking up the kills. I wasn't doing excessively badly in the scale of the rest of the team, but it just shows that those cell operatives really pick up the points. That's where the money is to be made in this game mode. Now again, look at the sniper rifle here, and when you zoom in, see how the heat is picked up on surfaces that would pick up the heat, like the signs and so on and so on. That's kind of like really cool. But it's really good that it shows this blue. Now, I don't know, again, necessarily what scopes you're going to be able to move onto different pieces of equipment, but if you could put them on more things like shotguns, assault rifles, it's going to give you the opportunity, because you will be able to kind of keep zooming in and stuff, even with this sniper rifle. And it has to be said that, you know, as in general through this game, I didn't have a huge amount of experience with the sniper rifle, so getting used to its handling was kind of different.
1 minute left.
You can see this time as a cell operative I'm being a little bit more mobile on the move, and it can be, you know, again, if there's a cluster of cells in another area, it can sometimes be in your favour to move around. It just depends how you want to play out this game mode. And again, see, it took a couple of hits to get on this guy before I could finally get him, and he was constantly moving around, and this thing had quite a lot of kick, so it wasn't that easy a piece of equipment to get used to, especially seeing as I only picked it up for the first time. Okay, now we're moving on here. There's a bit of highlights. It's nice that you have these little multiple highlights at the end of the round rather than just one, and there's my headshot through the shield. So guys, that's been a little look today at the Hunter game mode. It's pretty interesting how the two teams stack up against one another. Let me know your thoughts below and whether you think this is going to be a successful game mode or whether it's too biased in one's favour. For me, I think you need to play it out before you can really judge it. Thanks for watching.